day 2, but I just think, again, they're playing against Tyloo, and I think Blair's right. That is a hard team to play against when they're playing really well, so, I can accept it, I can deal with it.
Well, I mean, we casted that game, MIBR versus Tyloo. We casted it on this map as well. The B bomb site was a weakness. Taco, and I believe it's KNG, had a very rough day holding onto that site. Now, we did mention a couple times, Taco had a really bad experience with timings, and we even spoke to him outside of the maps. Tyloo threw some really awkward moments at him that he just wasn't able to read. So we'll see them try and fix these issues here against Avangar, but you're right. Live into this first semifinal, and Avangar, they're going to attack this A-bomb site.
Yeah, they're going to be quick about it. James is just in the middle waiting for now. A good opening for Lucas, though. Will be shutting down a Dren before they even clear the corner, and now they've slowed down a fair bit. They're not ready for Fallen hiding inside of the bomb site. They're going to try and get him, but incredible accuracy coming out here from the captain, taking down 2. And James and Kickert now going to be left 2 versus 3. The bomb, I mean, it's on the ramp. They still have it. They can still do something here, but MIBR obviously with the lead here early on is a nice hold.
Kicker can be a beast in some of these situations. James is going to try and throw some kind of a fake, but Fallen is pushing in towards Palace. Now he's backing away. They've heard the footsteps. This actually might be working. It might provide the opening needed, but Fur, he needs this battle. If he goes down, they have no more information, and Fallen still sticking around at the A-bomb site. 1 minute left for Avangar to get out of this sticky spot.
Oh, this is such good discipline for MIBR, because if Fallen had actually, he's kind of running away first, getting back here, but they're not going crazy. They're not just overreacting to the initial audio information. It's so good to see.
Yeah, well, first spotted only 1.
Yeah.
And this is going to be one of the more experienced teams and players we have between Fallen, Fur, and Taco, so they're not going to over-rotate. I think they figured out that it was just an attempted fake. 2 players now dedicated to the A-bomb site. This gets so much more difficult for Avangar.
It truly does. But I would say at their low point for MIBR, that's exactly the kind of mistake that they would be making. An excellent shot rings in on Fallen. Fur back here as well, and Kick it opening up, and they'll take down Fallen. And those pistols are lethal here for Avangar. Now it's Taco in a 1 versus 2. He's going to get an instant headshot taking down 1. Almost exposes himself there. Now he's up on the stairs, and James is just waiting back there. He's out in the open, Taco, no cover. He makes it back behind the box, though, and he's got plenty of time. No kit picked up. Oh, it's a little bit scary here. He's looking for the headshot, almost running out of bullets now, and he'll go down. James with the final kill of the round, and Avangar. It's a very, very long time to make that work, but they did.
I cannot believe Kicker provided those openings with the Glock. Just dry running up A ramp, immediately Goosh is fallen, wins the battle on stairs. That is so painful, and I think the reason that works, what that one fake from James did towards the B bomb site is it sucked Fallen away from the site. If Fallen is in Palace, if he's in Dark, if he's on top of the balcony, I think that's a near impossible round for Avangar to win, but the fact that he backs away, is kept honest back all the way to the ticket booth, that was the saving grace.
Yeah, it made a huge difference, didn't it? I think they're getting ready to crunch middle. Maybe if it was going to wait, they could have had Fallen through that flashbang as over the wall into the middle, and they would have been crunching from like 3 different directions. Instead, now they've encountered somebody at the A-ramp, and guess they'll return to that. So yeah, what a round. We were getting pretty excited about MIBR's, just the discipline on that side. But Avangar also keeping it cool.
Kickart's phenomenal in those situations. When his team needs some kind of an entry, he's phenomenal at providing openings for his squad, and no better than what was just done in that pistol round. Very slow played from Avangar in this second round. 1 player spotted towards top mid, and it's just the pistol. So this full utility piece, I don't think there's any way to come out on top of this if you're MIBR. Avangar even being patient on the execute, waiting for some kind of a response of utility. And it's not forthcoming. So now the distance with these USPs, they're going to do absolutely nothing for the Brazilian side.
A little bit of a kill for Lucas. It's a cool boost. Oh, big sniper away at the bomb, and Sanji goes down. That is just at the edge of the smoke. And now Buster trying to see if he can get in here and get some action. And he will. He gets Lucas killed immediately. So now they're going to be falling back. But still, that's pretty that P250 did some work. But now there's just no way to fight for this. Taco's going to come flank around. With the MAC-10 up close in this choke point, going to deny Fur access to any attempt. And just the P250 on KNG, there's not enough strength in this. So I think MIBR is just lining up to maybe get some kills after the bomb. Taco might want to just try and grab this 1 player, and that'd be great. That's an AK-47 on a Durand. If he backs away from this, and Taco now knows, if he backs away through Palace, a Dren can be in some trouble. That could be a rifle salvage for the Brazilians. Every little thing matters here. That's not that far from a headshot, I think, on the second bullet. That would have probably taken down Buster. So a decent attempt, and all things considered. They had two B250s and a flashbang or something like that. They get 2 kills. It's not that bad. Just trying to have a little bit of an impact in the round. Now they're going to be upgrading, and this is one of those. It's one of those scary rounds where, yeah, you get the rifles, you get that AWP, but no armor on Fallen. You have no kit and almost no grenades. So
yes,
it looks better than it actually is. In
right,
some strange
and
way.
also remember, think about this: when we saw them play in this tournament so far, they've really wanted to get those double up setups out on the CT side. That's been a priority between Fallen and KNG. So. Not the economy to have it just yet, and this is where, in a round like this, the MAC-10 is still a very big danger. Presence in B halls and mid control.
It's going to be an attempted flick here for Fallen, and that creek is so quick. That's a nice peek from Buster. Instant headshot to take him down. Armor did not even matter at that point in time.
Lucas is in an awkward spot. He's not committed to the bomb site. He's not committed to CT spawn. Yeah, there's nowhere you can go from there. So 2 entries. Even Fur's going to try and recover. That's the bomb. That might do it. The smoke can stall them out. So now MIBR can be a little bit more patient on the rotations.
Sanji is actually having a fight with Taco over at the B-bomb site, and he has to win that. If Sanji wins this fight against Taco in some weird way, that's going to be an issue. Taco spots him out, and the M4 will come out on top. That's a big win, because otherwise that would have been a flank for the bomb in the middle, and now instead it's kick it in a 1 versus 3, and you're absolutely right. The bomb going down, the smoke on top to buy time, maybe especially time for Taco to actually have that fight even. And now kick it. He saved them once before in the pistol round, but this is a very, very tall order.
KNG, he has a spectacular round so far. I don't think that was spotted. Kickert going to turn this corner. Fur in connector on the right side, and it's not going to get hard checked. Kickert not aware, but there it is. The flick over. Wins that battle. 1 versus 2 now. 25 seconds on the clock, and he's got full utility.
He does, but the time, that is a big problem. Look at the flank. Taco, he's all the way at the A ramp. That's very unlikely for Kicker to ever be checking. You could see mentally he's just not aware that was going to happen. He played that I think about as good as he could have. Yeah. There's really no blaming him for that one. But that's a big reminder to everybody, right? That bomb, if it goes down in the wrong position like it's rare on a map like Mirage, but my God, it could have some consequences.
Fur gets the kill that allows them to recover in the round, but KNG's performance rotating through jungle, I think there was a small gap in that smoke or an edge that he could see around to get those players on stairs, to get those players that were trying to get close up to connector.
Yes.
That was a very good job on the rotation from him. Heads up plays. AWP is dropped over to Fallen, but again, doesn't look like he's going to have any armor in the round, and we're going to get a tactical pause from Avangar. I imagine this is because of the awkward utility situation they're in.
Yeah, probably.
Here's a question for you. What do you think it's going to be? It's going to be like as Sanji coming into this tournament late. You know, normally you're involved in the tournament. You're coming in warm. You kind of know what's going on. You kind of felt out the tournament PCs and the whole environment. This is him just coming in completely cold, completely blind.
Yeah, it could have an effect. I just feel like Avangar, I don't know, that they're used to not playing that many tournaments, and I mean, obviously they're going to practice and they're going to be, you know, scrimming and doing other things too. But I don't know. I think it'll be fine actually, and I think just the hype of the fact that they made it through without him, and then now he's here, I think that's going to make it feel more complete in some sense. So I think it'll be all right actually. Quick trade there. Kick it and Fur. Earlier, I think the first game that we saw for MIBR, Fur had a very, very powerful time of it. And we do have, I think GoTV broke down on this one, but we can still see it on our monitors. So.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of audio casting. It's fun. Avangar have 2 players in mid, 1 in connector, 1 at top mid, and there's a bit of a battle. Oh. And we're back again. Lucas with a kill added on top. That's the player in connector. That's Jame, and I was surprised to hear Bless say on the desk, he's the 2nd-rated player in this tournament so far, right behind somebody on Tyloo.
Jame?
Yeah.
That actually does not surprise me.
Okay.
Think of what he was like at the major.
I'm just thinking of, I'm thinking of it in the context of the other names and the other teams we have at this event. You know, you have all the guys on EG.
It's true, but honestly, I love the story of Jame right now because he was skating dangerously close to becoming the community meme for a long time. I mean, I think he even like dipped his toes into that pond.
I think he still is, but it's become a positive meme.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly right. Like he turned it. It was like he's like, yeah, but I'm so good with Yorp that even when I am saving it, it makes sense because the major was just that was amazing to watch. This round not going to be working out that way. And think about what an amazing turn of events this is for MIBR. They survived their first buy round with 2 people alive. Now this time with 4 people alive, shutting down the Avangar economy, and now going into the 5th round, they're going to be in such a strong position. This is exactly the kind of beginning you want.
Even if you want to add on to that first round when they had just previously in round number 3, they really didn't have a whole lot of business winning it. It's just a very fortunate kill from Fur onto the bomb carrier that really slowed things down for a defense that had to recover a 3 versus 5. So yeah, now you start feeling much more comfortable. A save coming in for Avangar, another chance to have multiple couple players survive and build up some money. These two, Taco and KNG, they were the guys who had a rough time against Tai Lu at this B bomb site. Not only on Mirage, but on Train as well, and Train is going to be the next map that we play.
I do love the map picks. Love Train. Ooh. Fallen there to back it up. That's how you want that setup to work exactly. The long range and then the close range distraction there. That's going to be that's actually almost textbook.
I even admire Fallen taking his time when he sees the run boost coming in. He's like, that's the guy that I have to protect my teammate from.
Yeah.
So take your time. Make sure don't go for the shot when he's in the air. Make sure he lands first. It looked like Fur was going to handle the situation regardless, but still. 3-2, 1 round lead for MIBR. 2 AKs picked up by the defensive side. They've got 3 kits and they've got full utility, and now they've got some cash flow on top of it all.
And very limited utility for Avangar in this round, even with the rifles, so they can't be spending a lot of time throwing out grenades and trying to manipulate the defense. They actually have to commit to something at some point, and then just go for it. What do they have now? 2 smokes left and a flashbang? That is not a lot to try and breach a bomb site with.
Especially when you consider MIBR just postured an aggressive play towards mid. They had that deep smoke, so then you have to question how much utility you want to use for this late mid control. If you're Jame and if you're Adren, smoke out towards the window, and like you mentioned, with not a whole lot of nades, they have to use that. That has to get them a lot of map control.
I think, could they even do this? Oh man, they have got so little to work with at the moment.
GoTV's crashed
A
again.
little bit of a freeze, assuming you guys can still hear us then. Yeah, they've used the last smoke as well in connector. Adren will be picking up, Kenji will pick up a kill on Adren there, so right now 4 on 5, and there's the GoTV right back. Jame also taking a little bit of damage. They'll at least get a kill in return. So 4 on 4, the bomb is now gravitating towards the B side of the map, and you have to assume that's where the fight's going to be. Very awkward for Taco getting fired at from the middle, but he's got 2 people there to back him up. This bomb site is very heavily defended right now, even with the damage on Taco.
The unfortunate thing for Avangar, Buster could actually cause some kind of a fake towards the A bomb site, but no one is actually in the site. Fallen is pushed down to A ramp, so even if Buster tries to be aggressive to take some attention away, he's not going to find anyone. But actually, I think just the footsteps is doing it. Yeah, Taco's going to run right into it. Sanji just lying in wait. The footsteps did everything. Lucas now has to try and pick things up, try and hold on to this site. He's got the first kill so far.
Oh, they're backing up. That's a big turnaround. Jame, I don't know how he knew, but he was about to go down. That would have been a disaster. That could have easily lost them the round. And now instead, they're going to get the bomb plant 1 versus 3. What a turnaround for Avangar. Losing the early fight and, I don't know, dangerously close to walking into a big stack in that B bomb site. I think even when they took down Taco, they were still edging on actually walking into a 2-man stack there, which would have probably lost them the round. What a call.
Yeah, I mean, a great call, but also MIBR bit on not even a fake. I think it's just the noise cue.
Yeah.
Fallen, hearing Buster drop down, probably assumed there was more than just one, and unfortunately, all of MIBR just rotated way out of position, way too fast. Everyone thought that was the final commitment. And you have to say, if they talked about some of the stresses of playing against Tai Lu on their T side. Avangar is going to be another very unique T side to play up against. A team that you're not really used to competing against. A team that it's much more difficult to read.
I agree fully. Yeah, that's one of the challenges. One of the reasons why when we see them show up in international tournaments, sometimes teams that people normally in their minds, I think, but if people don't really think it through, they just think, oh yeah, they're going to far outrank Avangar, and then when you actually get on the server, the results are completely different. I just for some reason it's funny to me because it just seems to happen again and again now. Every big tournament, I guess especially the majors are one of those testing grounds.
Yep.
You see that and suddenly you're like, oh wait, they're actually so good.
It's another one of those teams that have to constantly prove themselves just because we have that bias where we just don't get to see them very often.
Yeah.
Jame right behind the smoke at the base of connector. Fur is aggressive, and he's going to have to turn around at some point, you would imagine. Not seeing any pressure come down the stairs, but what a gamble. What a 50-50 on which way you look, and Fallen could be in trouble. There it is. There's the spot. That's the second time he's been picked off in that position.
Sneaking in for similar position that he was in when he dropped the bomb in the previous round. This time he's just going to get a Dren, so it's still pretty important, but he's in such an awkward position without seeing anything at all. That's a lot of damage from Sanji to be put out, and Fur down to 6 health, and he really wants to escape, but Jame is up there.
He has to get out before that smoke clears. He's got to just go for it. Oh, and he's made it. Just barely. The timing's with him now. Buster's gotten in position towards Palace. There's an AWP trained on this spot, but he's not going to realize that Buster's to the right, so it could be a tricky situation. 2 players coming up on A ramp as well. A pop flash from one of them could do so much.
And actually, they've rotated over to try and help out Taco. He's got the AWP, so it kind of makes sense with the low health, but beautiful entry. And KNG, he's going to have to stand on his own in this A bomb site. 30 seconds, and he's already taken down Jim. That's a good start, but a little bit of backup being called for. Still 3 people, and they're about to jump on him. Flashbang their way in, and he just pre-fires it. He thought they were going to come for him straight away, and why not try and do that? Taco, nice timing, but he still goes down, and they're going to be chasing far away. He was low from earlier, and that's a nice round out of Avangar. The decision-making for them right now is just absolute top tier. They're really making smart choices.
Yeah, I think MIBR is getting very much confused by some of the plays. This is the second time Buster has really thrown a spanner in the works of that position in towards Palace. Lucas and KNG working together to A bomb site, but Lucas is in a position so exposed to Palace that when KNG turns to watch Connector, Lucas has no cover. That's just such a disadvantage in that fight against the player coming out of Palace, against Buster. And for the second time, he's cracked open a bomb site.
That is so well done. It takes down the Brazilian economy. And they have a MAC-10 even to lead the charge. Love to see it. It's going to actually be kick it quickly down around the corner there at the catwalk. And a little bit of trouble finding KNG. It's getting real awkward. That's about 50 bullets spent just trying to take him down. And now a team kill in the middle of it.
And I'll be honest, if that was if those were stronger pistols from MIBR, P250s, Deagle, whatever it might be, in that little crossfire they had set up there, that could have been, you know, a couple kills for them that might have turned the round. Avangar got stuck.
Do you think Adren took down James just because it took so long with the AK? He was like, you know what?
You don't deserve
We don't
this.
allow this kind of thing.
Do better. One of the other things you have to think about in that previous round, Avangar, that's the double op setup. For the first time in this game, they went up against it and they took it away. They didn't get punished by it. So that's a good sign as well, for especially against a team that wants that double op setup out as much as possible.
Yeah, that's a good point. Just immediately shutting it down. One of the things that I love about the double op on this map, if you can make it work, is if you get that orb in that steep angle over at the B hallways, you just have so much advanced warning if they show up, and you can actually gravitate another player towards the middle, or you can almost play B on your own. You can sort of you get that a little bit of warning, especially if the catwalk player has like a Molotov or something, so they can just immediately turn around and try and help you out if they rush it. So it's one of the cool things about that, but. This time, obviously, was Taco holding it. Like, when they had the double, it was Taco holding it, and KNG had to, like, he was just in kitchen with low health or something like that. Maybe Fur was, but yeah, 5-3. What a great recovery from Avangar. Because those rounds for MIBR looked really good. Like, 3 in a row looked like they had a good chance to shut them out.
Right. Avangar's called a pretty cool improvised game in the mid-rounds when they've hit some obstacles and they've hit some struggles. Now, we do have to remember as well, MIBR had a pretty rough CT side against Tyloo just the other day, and they had a huge comeback on the T side. Their T side on this map is no slouch. So 5 is nowhere near enough for Avangar. 6 is probably nowhere near enough for Avangar.
Fallen, jumping out, not colliding with the smoke grenade. That can get very awkward. He's not going to find any targets in the middle. They've actually given up an enormous amount of map control. If they don't go quickly here, it's going to get really weird. They almost...
The problem is no one is close by for MIBR to rotate over towards that B bomb site. It's going to have to be Fallen from Catwalk. So again, a lot of faith in Taco. We'll see how the timing goes for him today. Molotov down into his position. He's going to start burning. Oh, and he can't land the first kill. And Fallen is smoked off. And that's the bomb site loss. And I think if Fur doesn't create something for you right here, right now, this needs to be a save call.
Yeah, and they agree. Everyone's behind that. Wow, that's more good calling out of Avangar. The thing is as well, when you go that quickly over towards the B bomb side, you have no one on A ramp, no one in middle or anything. If you decide, actually, let's we're not quite ready. If you get slowed by a Molotov or something, then you have to go back and check all those positions, and you don't know what you're going to run into. That's kind of a little bit of a nightmare. So I think they almost had forced themselves to do that, and it just works out really well.
KNG looking to take some guns away right at the end. This could backfire. He could lose this. There's the first. Oh, in a second. This is a phenomenal job from KNG. He does get taken out. A little bit more damage. He would have had a 3rd kill due to the bomb blast. Unfortunately, Fallen, Fur, and Lucas, the 3 players who saved their weapons, are all right at 3,000, so they can't even drop an M4 over to a teammate. It might have to be a UMP, might have to be a FAMAS if they want to go for the buy. But that's just a little bit of KNG trying to limit what economy can be built up by Avangar on offense, because it is getting quite intimidating. Buster at 9,200.
Yeah, they're playing such a cool game right now, Avangar. It's a real pleasure to watch. MIBR, what could they do to come back here? What's the answer for them? You've got to wonder. So I think right now, you know, that especially when you've got that 1 AWP, it would be such a nice position for them to be in if they could just get one kill and then fall back. But again, the speed being put up here, and Taco alone inside of the site with the FAMAS. And there are 4 people, actually a 5th coming in for the hallways. That FAMAS is not equipped to deal with that many people all at once. And Buster with a nice peek right over the truck. KNG, they do line up for him. I can't believe it. A big double kill. Both of them headshots. That's the best FAMAS I've seen all year.
As inside the flames, and that even opens up the Molotov onto the planter. Sanji's going to burn a little bit. Oh, he sounds so low, puts it out. But that opens up the flank. Now someone has to be mindful of that. The 2 kills from KNG have made this play from first so possible.
Yeah, but they don't have any grenades in kitchen to even distract from the flank. That would be so big if they could flash or do anything to sort of make them look the other way. And that's the only problem right now. First, the one with the grenade, but if he throws it, he's going to give away the position. Fallen creeping into a crossfire, and he's immediately done. That was a great setup. Buster and James just both look in the same direction. Sanji, he's going to see this standing up, though, first. Quick with it. Lucas goes down, and I think that's the end of the flank here. There should be no way to get in. A little bit of a mistake for Buster, but time has run out anyway. A 7th round for Avangar. They're really playing some beautiful Counter-Strike at the moment.
Well, I have to wonder if that's just an insanely intelligent call from Avangar to go back to that B bomb site. Remember, Taco and KNG, the 2 B defenders, were the 2 players who died in the previous rounds. So maybe Avangar's saying, okay, those 2 B defenders were the ones who went down. They're going to have weaker weapons, likely won't have as much utility as they would like to slow down any kind of a hit. And if that's what they're leaning on, especially you have to imagine the research put in and watching the weakness of this bomb site against Tyloo, you combine those 2 factors, and Avangar might just be saying, that's a weak spot that we're just going to hit until you can stop it.
I think you're exactly right, and that again goes to sort of like the actual intelligence of the rounds that coming out for Avangar right now. It's so much fun to watch. That's also fun. That's wild.
Fallen's close to going down. He's been picked off a couple times, that connector with that AWP. KNG's going to get aggressive, and that is a timing and a half as Sanji just turns away.
That's the position I wanted.
Yes, well now you can double up on Catwalk. You have Fur in window and ladder room, and you have Taco on Catwalk. But this is a lean towards the B bomb site, and Avangar, I mean, they're reading this again. Like, as we've mentioned a couple times, calling a beautiful half, going to go towards A, the weakness where there's only 2 defenders, but they've got Fallen, and that's a trademark position for him, but the first shot is missed.
Oh, I can't believe he wins that fight. Kick it even new, and Fallen is back for more. Huge double kill. He's going back to check as well. They're right underneath him. A 3rd kill now coming in for Fallen, and he's just running for it. They're right on top of him, and James will finally bring him down. But that's an amazing round coming out now. Fur picks up a kill on James, and that leaves it a 1 versus 2 for Sanji in the middle. And he's got no chance. Fur will drop him. It is an expensive round for MIBR, and that's a bit of a shame. But still, well done for Fallen. That was amazing.
That's a big play for the captain to make to get his team back into this. They were in a lot of trouble if he doesn't hit those shots, especially once the first one misses. This was great. Just using the verticality up the ladder, down the ladder for the 2nd kill, back up it for another. He was being confusing the whole time. 7-4 lead for Avangar. And a timeout from MIBR. They know they don't have the money to lose another round. Even with the losing bonus, you need to start stringing some together.
Yeah, that's going to be critical. A lot of money on the Avangar side. The buy here will put a little bit of a dent in that at least. But there's $10,000 on Buster. He's going to be buying up and throwing some rifles around. Yeah, if they can bring Avangar to an eco position once again, that would help out so much.
They have this one and one more that they'd have to burn through to get to that scenario, depending on the plants. And with the losing bonus still, still in the favor of MIBR, 3 rounds instead of 4, they're still going to make some cash, be able to strengthen their own. Now there's only 4 rounds left, so it's not the biggest thing, but it all helps. And what a call from Avangar again, gone towards the weakness. MIBR still leaning towards the B side of the map, and Kickert, he's coming up with a nade in his hand. He doesn't care. He's just going to go for the entries, and Lucas is lying in wait in dark. First kill has to go his way, and it's there. Fallen's dropped down for the AK-47. He's just a distraction.
He's going to go down very quickly, even Molotov'd out, and Lucas, he's feeling a little bit lonesome. Now, backup is coming in there. The Molotov is going to try and force him into a fight. I don't think it's quite deep enough. He will finally go down, but more MIBR members are streaming onto the bomb side all the time. James with a little bit of a flank here. Maybe he could get there. They're going to slow it down on the A ramp shortly. They're going to wait for this.
James going to be bold with that AWP. He's going to start peeking into the B bomb site. he might be able to catch KNG, not even expecting this kind of a play whatsoever. This is why they can be so difficult to read on the T side. But KNG has the timing, and he's got the angle, but the flick doesn't land. James into the bomb site, and now an AWP at range. He's opened it up. Fur and Taco, they're going to have to rotate over, but look at how Buster is just still lying in wait.
That is so frustrating. You're so confused at this point if you're MIBR. Where exactly are they coming? If you're Taco now, you're taking this fight as the bomb is going down inside of the B bomb site. Man, the art of mid-round calling is something that is really underestimated, and usually because it's so hard to spot, it's so hard to catch those moments where those calls come in. Avangar just giving us a beautiful lesson on how this works.
It's a really cool style as well. Every time they shift points of attack to a different side of the map, they leave at least one person in wait. First, it's James to find his one-on-one duel, and then it's Buster, who's like, yeah, you're going to have to rotate over to respect that B bomb site, and I'm going to be able to find another one-on-one with someone who has no idea I'm still here. This is brutal.
This has to be one of the most difficult styles to play against, because you end up doubting yourself all the time.
And it's just so unique as compared to most European and even American styles.
I mean, it does require a lot of discipline, right? If you're the two people waiting at A while James is doing his work over at B, and you mess that up, you go for a little bit too much of a fight, and you get killed in a weird battle. Suddenly, it just takes all the punch out of what was going on over at B. So
it feels like it almost has like an element of almost like Swedish Counter-Strike, where you're relying on an individual at some part of the map to use his own intuition and his own game sense and his own decision making to choose when he makes his play.
They just have such a good understanding of what's going on here. Here we go. Fallen, P250, Lucas going down. That's a CT spawn. And there's not much really to reply with here if you're MIBR.
No, not now that all the utilities and the choke points as well. James, another smoke is going to go down, deny vision. Good kill from Taco, immediately traded off, but still in the control of Avangar. So it's going to be a 9th round for the T side.
Hey, this is so cool. We really don't get to see this often enough, in my opinion.
Now, this is Avangar's map pick as well, keep in mind.
True
and
enough.
Against Tyloo, MIBR's CT side, they finished with 4 rounds and made that huge comeback in the second half. They eventually did lose 16-12, but the comeback was looking great, if you remember back to that game. So they're no strangers to having a weak, or not a great defensive half on Mirage. KNG's going to grab 1 towards CT spawn. Any more kills he could get, but James got him zoned in with the op.
Yeah.
So 2 more chances for MIBR to scrape together a couple rounds right at the end. Ooh.
I mean, first managed to save an MP9. I'm not sure he's going to be using it for anything. They have money to buy something else.
Yeah, he has to upgrade that, I feel.
Throwing it over the Fallen.
Actually, you know what? I'd even be fine if he saved it. And then you have some money for the last round if you need. You could have an AWP if you wanted. But they're going to buy up. They're going to reinvest in everything.
I mean, you could do it.
It'd be risky.
A little bit. Or at least if you do it, then you almost have to go aggressive with it, right? You don't want to be holding a corner with it.
Ooh, KNG.
He's tagged, just trying to get over there. James with a close spawn.
Another double op setup. Avangar's been able to find every single time this B bomb site has had a diminished defense. They've been able to find that as their point of attack. Might be able to do it again here. Fallen's going to be on catwalk with the op, which again, last time we saw him in this position, he got heavily smoked off. Well, that's a big kill for Sanji. He's going to press the issue. Taco's got to hold on, or excuse me, Fallen's got to hold on again.
Fur also taking down Buster. The bomb now making its way through the underpass. So they're trying to switch it up again. They're trying to say, okay, we apply a little bit of pressure onto the B-bomb site. They're starting to gravitate this way, and they're absolutely right. Kick it now all the way in jungle, and the bomb down middle. And KNG, he's got no chance. Once again, they have made an amazing call here, Avangar. If they can take down Lucas, they might make this work. Adren down on the other side, but they line up for Lucas. They weren't ready for that. He snuck onto the bomb site. And that's another round for MIBR, a critical one.
Yeah, James was looking in that direction. He must have just missed the timing on Lucas getting behind those boxes. Bit brutal, but again, you see Avangar almost kind of snake their way out, slither their way out of a tough spot.
Yeah. Very much the same theory that went into the previous rounds.
5-9.
Well, that is the other thing, though. When you've had so many rounds where you've been out cold in the middle of it, you know, you might end up over-rotating like they almost did. You might just end up going for it just because you feel like the longer it goes, the more you're going to get tricked. So,
well, here's a stack at the A-bomb site, and Avangar is going to run right into it. So finally, it feels like MIBR, for one of the few times they have the tactical advantage. But it's all a gamble for when this smoke clears. That's a good headshot. KNG starts the spam, gives away his position, and now here comes the attack. But Taco, they will never expect that. They've seen so much presence already. I don't think they'll realize he's hiding back here.
Very hard to check. Lucas even making himself look a little bit bigger. He's fighting inside of the fire, and Taco back there, dropping the bomb on Tetris, leaving Buster and Jame. And that's a nice grenade on Jame. 2 versus 3. They're both at the same spot. There's going to be no flanking, no weird trickery this time. And the bomb is also out in the open. So this is a very, very hard round for Avangar to do anything with. I think if they give Jame some fights, if they try and fight him long range here, that might be one of the ways to surrender the round to Avangar.
I like the patience, though, from Avangar. They're making MIBR second guess for all the weird flanks they've had to deal with. Fallen's found the first, but Buster still alive. Krieg in hand. Fur's going to put him down. 6-9 in the favor of Avangar after this first half. 15 kills on Buster. That is a very cool T-side, but you have to say, not bad from MIBR to get those last 2 rounds. It's not a bad scoreline, all things considered.
No, not at all. I mean, that was a 5-round streak in the middle of the first half there that Avangar just picked up, and any dent in that, maybe this isn't looking so bad after all. But yeah, I think this is
7-1 run.
7-1, yeah. That's a pretty great first half though for Avangar. I just think if you appreciate, you know, some of the deeper levels of Counter-Strike, this is a great T-side to watch.
It's certainly a fun T-side to watch.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. Buster, Kickert on that pistol round, they were pretty brutal. That 7-1 run, that had so many weird tactical calls. Not even actually weird, but they were able to like just read exactly where MIBR was going to shift the defense. They abused the B bomb site like 2 rounds in a row, and then going to A when it's weak, and they got a free round that way, and able to find some awkward timings on the B bomb site again as well.
It's one of those games where you almost feel like, you know, the calling makes perfect sense if they have the same minimap that we have and they can actually see what's happening.
Right.
They just obviously don't. So
fair play to him.
Yeah, well done.
That's Kickert, I believe, doing the calling.
Well, he's shown us something cool here in the first half. Second half, though, and I agree, don't want to be sleeping on MIBR's T side on this map. Could definitely do a lot. They're going to be grouping up, looks like straight away to the B bomb side. There are no smokes. I don't know if they would know. I don't think that. Yeah, they may have thrown out 1 smoke, and they're going to run straight for it. So just rushing in here. Lucas leading the charge with a Glock, and there's 3 people on the bomb side already. But Sanji's gone with no reply. Buster, that's a nice flick, but he's alone, and they're just going to completely get trucked in the B bomb side. Bomb being planted already, and Adren, he needs to fight right now. Kickert trying to see if he can recover. Oh my god, that is amazing. Taking down Lucas, and a bit of an overextension for MIBR.
Massive overextension. This is so tough now. Look where they're cordoned into. They're both at the same corner. They can get pinched very easily in this, and I feel like they almost have to be aggressive. Good shot from Adren. It's whittled down, and another one. Avangar has recovered after a knockout B rush. It didn't get him all the way down. I cannot believe MIBR's let that slip away.
Yeah, that is almost criminal, isn't it? 4 versus 2. They have the bomb down. They even know where Dren is coming from the catwalk, so they have a lot of information to work with. And
look, that's such a cool smoke to throw with the B rush because it allows them to move around both sides of the bomb site without having to get, you know, chipped away by USPs just peeking at that back pillar, and the recovery is just outstanding. I mean, obviously fantastic shots. I think there's some positional mistakes from MIBR. It's all right, though. Kills the plant. They've got 2 Kriegs out.
Oh, actually the deagle, but there's the headshot to follow it up, and that's not exactly what Avangar were looking for.
No. Not even a little bit. Kanji might want to pass that Krieg off to Lucas if he gets the chance with that low HP. And Fur lying in wait now, and they can be patient. This is where you can make Avangar rotate into the mistakes. And there it is, although the Galil not doing everything that Fur would like it to. That's going to be frustrating. So Buster has started to get them back into the round. Now just a 3-on-4.
He survives on 2 health. That's got to be annoying if you're Fur. They're taking a bit of a guess right now, Avangar. Saying we probably need all 3 people to have even a chance of winning this.
The interesting thing is they're being the proactive ones, rotating over. No one from MIBR is looking for any kind of information. No one's in any kind of a position to gather information whatsoever. So 50 seconds. This is going to take a while for them to start moving up catwalk cautiously, and that's going to give Sanji all the information. So now Avangar is the one who actually has the advantage as they rotate over to stack the B bomb site.
Yeah, right now, again, the mid-round calling or even late in the round here for Avangar is amazing. And that's an MP9, and he takes down Fallen. That's a long range to be using the SMG and the follow-up grenade to drop KNG. This is a disaster if They had everything lined up, but now, I don't know, 20 seconds for a 1 versus 2. Taco, he's got a little bit of health, but the longer he waits, the closer Sanji's going to get here to try and help out. He's going to win that first fight, and now with 14 seconds, he's going to go straight for it. And Sanji even had a Molotov. If he'd have thrown immediately, that would have been very awkward. And now instead, Taco just making his way past. Now he's got a pretty good position, and he's going to win the fight. Sanji, the second time, and the SMG will not be firing there. Taco with a nice triple. They barely win that round.
Right. That's a great showing from Taco to win that clutch. They needed it. After all the advantages they got themselves in the round, and that's the dangerous thing is, even in victories, it seems like Avangar just has the way better mid-round throughout this entire map. They're able to recover in so many scenarios. Like I said, just Sanji clearing out A ramp. Obviously, the 2 kills on Catwalk and Connector is like a little bit of a luxury for them, but they're the ones gathering the information to get themselves in the right position.
Man, that's another round where you look at Avangar and you say, this is so smart. The little peek down A ramp, the decision to say, okay, it's not a ton of information, but given the fact that we're in a 4-on-3 and one of our guys is low already, we have to. It's better to make a decisive call. They go all B, and it almost works out. There are so many teams that you watch, even experienced teams, where there's a fair amount of second guessing, or even just not committing to something. You're like, well, maybe we just want to go like half measures. We're not quite sure, so we'll just. And it's nice to see a team like Avangar here really just there's no doubt once they make a call.
Oh dear. Well, Fallen's at least spotted out numbers. Lucas has to be careful. He's got the bomb and he's all alone. He needs to start working his way towards Connector. He doesn't really have utility to be safe about it, but this is very dangerous from MIBR. Fur now joining up over with the MAC-10. And there's 2 spotted by Lucas, but they're going to get aggressive. They want to stop him, and thankfully Fur's there to hold them back. But now look, all the rotation on towards Catwalk. This is exactly where he's got to attack. And the smoke in hand, Taco to support as well. MIBR get there just in time, and they're going to shut it all down.
Ooh, that could have been dangerous.
Yeah. One of those deagle shots, just get a little bit lucky, ending Lucas's life, and then MIBR's in a really tough situation to recover.
But 10-8. I've got 1 HE picked up on Kickert, another one on Adren. More people joining in? No more? Just 2?
Just 2.
Surely.
We enjoy 2. It's better than 0.
Yeah. I mean, it is. But 5.
5 is better than 2.
Then you've got like the full house thing going on.
I wonder if they know that.
I think they've done the math though, and the only other one that could really pick it up is James, and he's going to be buying the AWP. Yeah. So in that sense, might not be worth it.
Makes a little bit of kind of understand it when you put it like that. Full default spread for MIBR.
Not so much for Avangar.
No, all 5 players towards the B bomb site. Really looking for positions to use these nades. Adren and Kickert are staying far back. There are the nades. They don't do much. Good trade, and now the KNG with the Krieg up top. Actually, it's Lucas to get 4 kills, and Fur's going to get the final. But Lucas just wipes them all out while they're paying attention to KNG.
Wow. That was a nice shutdown. Orp on James. And he actually needed all that money.
Yeah,
so.
No armor. The nade would have taken away the smoke in this round. And actually, everyone is going to be really light on their utility. Look for a brawly style out of Avangar this round. They've got 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and an HE grenade that they're bringing into this. No kits. And 4 players stacked up at the A site, putting a lot of faith in Sanji to hold off at B, at least for the moment. They might even just straight up get aggressive down A ramp, try and grab some early intel. And MIBR, you mentioned this in the first half where Avangar did something similar. If you're not going to have any control of mid and no presence towards the A bomb site, you've got to do this relatively fast. This has got to be a pretty heavy contact play, and they're already going for it at 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. Lucas is going to be in the middle to try and catch rotations. There's James with that unarmored AWP, and he's already taken down Fur. He's sneaking in, he's being very aggressive. Remember, if he gets into a fight with one of those rifles, he's going to be dead so quickly. A nice flank coming in from Lucas, helping out his team a little bit. And now they should be able to smoke off James and Buster on that side almost forever. Yeah, the Molotov replaced by a smoke. They even have another smoke, so they could do it again. But Buster, oh, there's a gap, and he snuck through to take down Fallen. That's the danger of putting those smokes inside of the Molotovs. He gets another headshot, taking down Taco, and Buster opening up the bomb side. What a magnificent play. Lucas now in a 1 versus 4, and he's at least going to get that first one, but he's running out of space, and James will drop him. I can't believe that Avangar are able to bring this one back.
You're exactly right. It's another just tiny mistake that has massive consequences for MIBR. That smoke doesn't actually go into the choke point. When it extinguishes the Molotov, it stays out. It actually denies the vision for MIBR. It gives Buster the room to work around that smoke and find an edge and find a gap. And he just,
wow.
I mean, it's still, even with all that going in his favor, incredibly magnificent play to get this to happen. The second follow-up entry into the retake. KNG as well, triple kill to come back into the bomb site. Buster has delivered on both halves of this map. 21 and 13 to lead the way. Now, oddly enough, on the other side, on MIBR side, it's Lucas who leads the whole server. 23 and 12.
Yeah, so we've got some heavy hitters on either side at the moment, which is good fun. Good to see that. But that's a round that MIBR probably should not be losing. They have the smoke. They had one more smoke in the end. If they hadn't left that gap, they would have re-smoked it again. And what would Avangar do? Try and jump 3 people out of the kitchen window to retake? That's really not a good idea.
The big thing about that smoke that was thrown, you know, when I said it's not deep enough because of the Molotov, you know, Taco's against that wall in that corner. He can't see anything, any of those fights, any of those presents. He can't watch for that at all.
Wow. Well, they have money on the MIBR side. So at least they're able to buy in this round. After that, it's going to get a bit sketchy. Although, Avangar don't have a lot either. So even at a pretty tough loss in that last round, I would say, still a really open game at the moment. And see if they could apply some pressure. And it's not that Avangar have that much utility. If they could take some of it away with a little bit of noise, some early flash bangs or something, that would be cool. Fur is waiting in case Sanji tries to go for this.
Yeah, I think he's going to turn into a backstab in connector, whether for the post plant, whether just to help them get into the bomb site if there's a lot of pressure. But here it comes up a ramp. Lucas going to lead the way. He's completely blinded, and Dread's got 2, add a 3rd on top of it. Fallen and KNG go down. Taco trying to recover what he can. The spam almost connects, and that would have been a thing of beauty. But now Fur has to get switched on.
He's looking for the headshot at the very least, and
he didn't get it. He didn't get it. He backed off as the GoTV freezes, but he had made his way into connector, and now clearing out jungle. He's going to get spotted. He's going to somehow almost win that fight. Sanji takes him down. Adren adds a 4th kill onto the round towards Palace. 12-9 in the favor of Avangar.
I'm not gonna lie. If you're the 3rd guy coming through the smoke there from MIBR, you're just hoping that he's reloading and not still looking. Like that has to be the issue. Like, I hope he's falling back to reload, and he's not. So.
And then you're like, oh, he actually gets a headshot on me. I think the last 4 bullets.
Yeah. Wow.
Avangar stepping up when needed. That's incredible. That's really, really awesome. These individuals are, I don't know. Maybe this Sanji coming back has gotten everyone a little bit more hyped up.
I have to imagine that's the effect that it has when you've been sort of wondering, well, are we even going to get to the stage, and then finally you get it all working. Fur with the only AK-47 committed to the fight, he had to be as well. A little bit awkward for Kicker as he does take a fair bit of damage, but they seem to be recovering some of those fights. If you win them on the T side there could be some cool openings for you, but
I think Fallen just needs to try and get a bomb plant. The smokes have now cleared, so it gets, you know, exponentially more difficult for him to cross. I think he had his window of opportunity to get into the site, especially because Kicker was dinked early with that P250 from Lucas, so he backed away from the fight. There was a timing. There was a moment where this plant would have worked. It's impossible now. It's going to be a 13th round for Avangar, just 3 away from taking map 1 in these semifinals.
And you're right about that bomb plant. That actually is pretty critical. they already have a little bit of a loss bonus with the $800 bonus. I actually think that could be the difference between having a realistic chance in the next round and not. For tapping.
Look at how disciplined they are.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Avangar, you have low money, and you're thinking the worst thing we can do at this point is lose so much of it. Nice shot from Sanji. Only one player goes down. It's James. They recover the op, so no big deal. And I mean, even their economy, Adren's got 8,300. He'll drop the op over and rebuy, so that'll sink down lower, but they've got plenty of funds to sustain a loss like that.
Going to be lacking a couple of grenades there on the MIBR side. It's not as devastating as I was fearing. They just land on the slightly better side of it. So that's
Problem
decent.
is it would have been armor on Fallen. Is one of the big things with that AWP.
Would have been armor, would have been more than the 4 smokes, maybe a couple of more flashbangs or something like that. Looks like they're going to try and set this up really quickly. Fallen just sneaking around on this side. If he finds a quick kill here, that's going to make that A hit even more effective. Doesn't look like he will.
How much time do they want to give him? And how aggressive does he want to be towards this B-bomb site? That's the question. He's backing away already now. Another crash will keep you guys all filled in. Nothing happening just yet. MIBR hasn't moved a muscle. Buster and James in window, and we're back. Adren and Kicker to hold on to the A-bomb site. There's a chance here. If the smokes go in the right position, Adren can get isolated at ticket booth. Kicker can be forced out by nothing. There's no Molotov, excuse me. So this is going to be a bit of a battle. Yeah,
finding Kicker will be tricky, especially because if you take too long, I bet you Adren is going to challenge whatever smoke comes up. He's probably, that's some amazing timing. The Molotov just as they just threw out all of their grenades. Amazing headshot as well for Lucas. I can't believe it, in top of all the chaos there. And Kicker is going to be found by Taco. That was up from high ground. That was up from the apartments. It doesn't matter when Sanji shows up with the Creek to take down Fur and Fallen. And now James, it was slow enough that he was going to get in position. And now it's all Taco, and they will drop him. That's a 14th round for Avangar. Man,
that's some misutility. Remember, when that hit is when you have all the nades you want during an attack like that, MIBR's throwing that Molotov. Teams are throwing that Molotov towards bench on the other side of that smoke. So if Sanji wants to push through, he's going to at least take some damage from the Molotov, at least going to get weakened.
Was there a smoke towards CT spawn?
No.
Okay, so they had 4 smokes and none of them went to CT. I'm confused about that part.
They only had 3 when that hit eventually
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But that's one of those things that's dangerous, you know?
I think one might have been used to put out the smoke on A ramp.
Yeah, you have to assume.
Things got a little bit crazy. They got a little hectic there. Lucas does his best entry. I mean, that's a phenomenal kill. Remember, he had that kill towards Adren, towards CT spawn because there was no smoke. But turning that corner on Kicker when you don't have a Molotov, when you don't have flashbangs raining out, and you have so many angles to worry about, that's difficult.
I mean, you can obviously defend not smoking CT spawn and just make it a point to say, well, we're all going to be aiming there. Like, we actually want someone to challenge that, and then, you know, we're just so ready for it. They're going to be buying in this round. Well, half buying, I guess.
MIBR's tactically kind of at the end of the line. This has been, what, three executes, 3 set pieces towards the A-bomb set in the past 3-4 rounds. They've really not been able to find success a whole lot. And I think a lot of their options, a lot of the ideas that they want to do just haven't been working. So getting a bit simplified. And Avangar in this situation, they don't need to worry about stopping the plant. You can let them have the plant. Just make sure you win the round. Don't lose any weapons.
They're not even going to let them. They just took down Fallen in the middle of all of that chaos. Finally, the bomb does go through, but yeah, you're absolutely right, though. As long as you can just recover the bomb site, things will be just fine. 3 versus 5 here, and yeah, a little bit of a hiccup on the Go TV, but apart from that, nobody missed anything here. Would have to be some actual Deagle voodoo to make this round still work.
Which is, we've seen some weird Deagle voodoo, but not through the smoke so much. This would be difficult, although Taco's going to start things out. Diffuse coming in. I don't think there's a way to stop it. Fur's going to back out 15-9. MIBR now have to force and win 6 in a row if they want to get to overtime. Alp is going to be out and Fallen. He'll have armor this time. He'll have nades.
Double orbs on the T side.
What's the crowd yelling for? That's what I want to know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe Ty Lue has entered the building?
It could be. Maybe there was some hype that we didn't see. Maybe they were excited about Fallen orbing and KNG.
Yeah, finally. James with the op. Aggressive, of course. Out towards window, over towards catwalk. And he's just waiting.
Oh, they're going to run boost. James is so quick. Oh, we almost catch that. I wish you could see that in slow motion. How close was he? He's going to go down to Lucas. And Buster, are they going to try and it's dangerous to try and find him there, but maybe you could.
Sanji defending this B bomb site, and KNG, I don't know if he can see his barrel. Oh, he certainly does now. Now he knows, yeah. The game was given up, and KNG didn't even realize it. Before it began, he'd already lost. And Buster's been such a stud. How do you clear this out if you're fallen? You don't. You don't at all. You do get a leg shot, so close enough. But MIBR's been whittled down. A 2-on-4 to save the map, or just to stay alive in the map. And Fur, that's a great headshot on the kicker.
He's dinked in return. Taco is kind of stuck in middle. That's an AWP trained right at that angle. And Taco, he's going to go look for it, but he'll get taken down immediately. Hard fight to be winning there. And Buster with a triple kill in the round. He's doing so well. 25 overall. Tied with Lucas, who's already dead in this round. What an amazing game this has been already for Avangar. And Fur, 1 versus 3. Shot in the back, 16